Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. I tell you that there is video that accompanies this story, and you can see it at our website, blowmeuptom.com. That's www.blowmeuptom.com. Click on the link, and you will see the video I'm about to describe to you. We'll have the audio of the video, but you'll, if you're anywhere near a computer, this is video worth seeing. You'll especially enjoy this if ever been to a sporting event? They do all this stuff now at sporting events. I talk about the vaginization of America, and it used to be you went to a sporting event and people drank hard liquor and smoked stogies, and there were 5 items on the menu: hot dog, hamburger, French fries, popcorn, and beer. That's it, And you went, and it was 99.9999% guys smoking like chimneys and eating like pigs. And it was good, because it was a guy experience. And now you go to the game, and I don't care what sport it is or what arena now. Now you go to the game, and they've got the kiss cam out there. And they're searching around the audience to find couples and make them kiss on camera. And then there's guys who propose to their girlfriends at the game. You see Star Jones at the NBA All-Star game? That chubby chaser of a boyfriend of hers, gets down on one knee with a microphone in his hand. Star Jones, will you marry me? Did you see that? And these marriage proposals happen all the time. I remember when I was growing up in New York City, they started doing this at Madison Square Garden. People would propose at the basketball game or the hockey game, and the audience, primarily men, would start chanting, "No, no, 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 no," hoping that he wouldn't propose and that she would say no. But they never did. Well, listen to this. And like I say, you can see the video at blowmeuptom.com. At last weekend's Indiana Pacers-Washington Wizards NBA game, a woman's reaction to a man's marriage proposal stunned an expectant crowd. The apparent proposal came at the end of a halftime contest on the Wizards' home court Saturday night. The woman was blindfolded, sent out on the court. They do this just to try to attract chicks to sporting events. They want to get the female demographic, so they do stuff like this at the game now. The woman was blindfolded, sent out on the court, and told if she could find the local bank's mascot, she would win free Wizards tickets. So as she roamed around the court for about 10 seconds, the crowd yelled, "Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold," right? Then, as she found and touched the bank mascot, she was told she won the contest. However, the public address announcer said there was a surprise. The man appeared from the bank mascot's costume, grabbed a microphone, and then got down on one knee. As he began to speak to the woman, she paused and grabbed her face in shock. Then, as the crowd expected the man to pop the question, the woman turned away from the man and sprinted full speed across the basketball court. After running up a tunnel, she was stopped by a security guard. The stunt surprised the groaning crowd as a message saying, "She said no," appeared on the arena's scoreboard. Now, for those of you who don't have the satellite dish and don't have the NBA package and your digital cable, whatever, we have the video on our website, blowmeuptom.com. But if you're in your car and you can't get to a computer right now, this is the audio of what it sounded like on television.
And with your cheers, if Kathy can find the Chevy Chase Bankman in 30 seconds, she'll win a pair of tickets to a future Wizards game. Okay, Kathy, on your mark, get set, go! And she's off. Is she hot or cold? Let's hear it, fans. Oh, she's running around. Where is she? Where's the Chevy Chase Bankman? She's getting hotter. Hotter! Yo! She's found him. Congratulations. Congratulations, Kathy. You've just won a pair of tickets to a future Washington Wizards game. But Kathy, we have another surprise for you.
Honey. Honey, will you marry me?
Ooh. Well, thanks for competing in the Chevy Chase Bank hot and cold contest. Looks like it ran just a little bit cold.
She ran out. She sprinted across the court and left. Now, listen, we have named Leroy of Downey, California, writes in and says, "Hey, Tom, I didn't see the actual highlight, but apparently there was a marriage proposal during halftime at a basketball game. The guy got up one knee, and before he got to propose, the girl hightailed it out of there, leaving the man's balls all over half court. I wonder if there's a lot of jackasses out there that proposed and got rejected in public. Why can't they keep that stuff private? Why must women expect that stuff, and when it happens, they get upset? I am happily married for 7 years, and I never had to do that crap to get my wife's hand in marriage." Thanks, Tom. You're the man. Leroy. Now, without naming him, we had a former employee on this program. It's a long time ago now. But he insisted on proposing to somebody over the air. He was counseled against this, but he did it anyway. And the person he proposed to was, well, she sounded quite surprised. She said yes right before we went to a break. But as time went on, the reality was that this marriage was never going to happen. And I really do believe these things should be kept quiet. Like, you should do them in some quiet place, so that if you are rejected, you will not be humiliated like that. You know, I think that guys do this for the following reason. They want the woman not to be able to say no. They think if 18,000 people are watching this on a video screen at a game, that the woman will be too intimidated to say no. But why would you want to capture a hostage? I mean, that's what you're doing. It's like you're telling her you don't have the right to say no. You either say yes, or both of us are going to be horribly humiliated. It's outrageous. Dean's worried that everyone's going to think it's him, so he wants to make sure I say former employee. Yes, it's a former employee. A former member of the staff proposed on the air. It was not Dean. Dean keeps his proposals quiet. He proposes and doesn't tell us. Says, "I love you a lot." Usually after he knocks them up, he tells them he loves them very, very much. That's what he does. In fact, we're going to have a little convention down here. We're going to have a group of all the women Dean has knocked up. It's going to be a 2-part show. You can't get them home in the studio the same day. Oh, boy. So, I think this idea of proposing in public is stupid. You know, if you're going to propose, the most public that you get is you're at a restaurant. And the two of you are there, and you offer her the ring or whatever, and at least that way, if she says no, the only people who will know are the two of you. And the rest of the people in the restaurant don't give a rat's ass about you. This idea of proposing in public, what motivates people to do that? It's so stupid. And can I tell you something else? I have something else I want to say about this. Speaking as a guy who is at probably 100 sporting events a year, because here in SoCal we have all these major league teams, and there's a lot of socializing going on. Guys hate that stuff. We hate seeing that on the scoreboard. We think you're a dweeb when we see you up there on one knee, and we wish you just wouldn't do it. You know what? That's the kind of stuff you keep behind closed doors. Don't do it in front of the rest of us. We don't give a rat's ass about your relationship. How egotistical is that you think we care about you proposing to that slut that the rest of us have all been with anyway? Why do we want to see you getting on one knee and proposing to her, huh? We don't. So, I agree with Leroy. Why can't people keep this stuff private? And are men doing this because women, like, expect us to declare our love publicly? Oh, I love you so much, I'm going to tell all my friends, my former drinking buddies who go to the game with me, I'm going to tell them all how much I love you. This, of course, will be the last game you ever see. Why don't you just get on the screen and say, attention all my friends, I've been coming here to the games now and drinking with you for 18 years. And as you all know, I have a girlfriend, and I was thinking of asking her to marry me. And before I do that, I just want to say it's been great coming to the games. I've really enjoyed it very, very much. Hopefully, she'll have a kid, and I'll be able to go into a back bedroom somewhere and watch the games on TV, so I'll be with you in spirit as I'm sitting home drowning my sorrows and watching the game from 10 miles away. In closing, I just want to say that I've really enjoyed watching these NBA games with you all these years. It's been great. And now I'll be cutting back on my booze intake and sitting home feeling sorry for myself. So before I plunge into this engagement that I know I'm going to regret, that's going to cost me money and many years off my life, I just want to say how much I've enjoyed coming to the games with all of you. Thank you. By the way, one more thing I wanted to say before I go. I'm holding in my hand, these are my testicles, and I'm going to officially hand these over now to my fiancée, Jennifer. Jennifer, here are my balls. I won't be needing these anymore. Why not just do that, for God's sake?
Oh, yeah. Leykis. Leykis.
Are the people who listen to your show, are they smoking crack before they call?
Probably, yes.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Yep, Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's that telephone number. It's Bill on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's up, Tom?
How much, Bill?
Funniest thing I've ever heard, man. I'll tell you what makes a guy do this in front of a lot of people is insecurity.
He thinks she's going to say no.
Right.
So he thinks he gets her on camera in front of 18,000 people, and she has no choice but to say yes.
I'll tell you what. He thinks by getting her in front of millions of people on camera, there in the audience, that she's going to say no, that she's not going to end up sleeping around in the future.
But she wouldn't dare say no in front of 18,000 people. That's what he thinks. But who wants to marry a goddamn hostage?
I don't know. I just wanted to tell you, Tom, that was extremely funny, and I've been listening to your show for a while, and that is the funniest thing I've heard.
Well, do yourself a favor. Go to our website and see the video. It'll knock you out. It will knock you out.
Take me out Kobe style, Tom.
Here you go, Bill.
This is about us. She's so special to me. It beats in my heart. I mean, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Danny on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Danny.
Tom.
Yes.
This is Vince.
Oh, Vince. It says Danny on the screen here.
Yeah, me and my partner Danny here. We're playing Nintendo. We're drinking a couple beers. We had the day off, but that is so true. And I loved your skit. Your skit was awesome. I mean, I have a cousin. We won't mention names, but she married a man who was in the military, and he passed his balls into her pocket.
Of course.
And now he's stuck. He's out here, but
and what do you do with no balls?
Can't do nothing. You gotta abide by a woman's laws.
That's right.
But you're bad, Tom.
I'm proud of it, Danny.
Take me out with a bong tote.
Here you go, Danny. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Brian on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Brian.
Tom.
Yes, sir.
Tom, long time as always.
Thank you.
That has got to be the funniest I've ever seen on the internet.
Oh, did you go look at it?
I went and looked at it. He didn't even say a word. Face pops out of the mash. She said, "Your face," and takes off trucking.
Didn't even give him a chance to pop the question. I mean, just unbelievable. If there was not a security card there, never would have caught the hoe. But I had to say it. I love listening to you. You are a riot, and that makes my day.
I love it.
So if you could, as always, take me out with a quick snapper and a little JFK Jr., be appreciative.
All right, here you go. Chris on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, how you doing?
Okay.
I love your show. I drive a limousine here in Las Vegas, and we've got guys all the time. They'll ask the girl in the car, and it's always scary because a couple times they've said no, and it gets really, really quiet. Super quiet. I mean, it's like death.
Now, what do they stay in the limo usually? Do they have to be dropped off? What happens when the girl says no?
Usually the move ends very quickly. You know, they'll have a rented for 5 hours. This guy's got a great big plan going, and she says no, and it's like, can you just take us back to wherever you picked us up? And you feel so bad about the guy, but it's like, they'll go back, and I tell everybody at work, and we just laugh. It's like, this poor guy looks like an idiot. It really is sad. I love your show, Tom. Can you take me out Kobe style and blow me up?
Here you go, Chris.
This is about us. She's so special to me. It beats in my heart. The air I breathe. She's so special to me.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Christina on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty damn good.
Good. I wanted to comment on the proposal at the basketball. I wanted to say it was very tacky on his part to do that. As a sports girl, I find it so tacky to even propose at a restaurant. I don't think it's romantic. I think he was an idiot just looking like a fool. And whatever. You suck.
So, do you have a boyfriend?
Yes, I do.
What would you do if he did something like that? Like you're in an Angels game.
Oh, gosh, and that's my favorite baseball team, too. I would probably knock him out. I don't think it's very romantic to even propose to anybody in public. I think it's tacky. It's just showing off what you have, and I don't think that's right. And it's like,
I don't think that's why guys do it, though. I think guys do it because they want to put you in a position where you can't say no.
You know what? Because even if if my boyfriend proposed to me at an Angels game and he put me in that position, I tell him, no. And I already told him, if you propose to me in that kind of situation, I will straight off punch you in your face.
Oh boy, I love that. The Tom Leykis Show. This is the Tom Leykis Show. From Los Angeles, 1-800-5800-TOM. In case you're just tuning in, we're talking about a guy who made a marriage proposal at halftime at an NBA game in Washington, D.C. over the weekend. And it was a surprise because she was told that she was going out to play a contest where she would be blindfolded and look for the mascot of a local bank, and if she found him while she was blindfolded, she win a pair of tickets to a game. Now, the video of this is on our website, blowmeuptom.com, if you'd like to see it, but here is the audio portion of that, and it pretty much explains itself.
And with your cheers, if Kathy can find the Chevy Chase Pinkman in 30 seconds, she'll win a pair of tickets to a future Wizards game. Okay, Kathy, on your mark, get set, go! And she's off. It's hot or cold? Let's hear it, fans. Oh, she's running around. Where's the Chevy Chase Pinkman? She's getting hotter. Hotter! Yo! She's found them. Congratulations, Kathy. You have just won a pair of tickets to a future Washington Wizards game, but Kathy, we have another surprise for you.
Honey. Honey, will you marry me?
Ooh. Well, thanks for competing in the Chevy Chase Bank hot and cold contest. Looks like it ran just a little bit cold.
Oh, boy, she ran off. Ran away. What do you think about that, Denise?
That was the most funniest thing in the world. Me and my 13-year-old son was watching that this morning on the news, and my son looked at me and said, Mom, I would never, ever do that. And I said, you know what? You wouldn't ever do that either. That was so hilarious. But what she should have did was she should have stood there and told him no, and told him that he needs to listen to Tom on Thursdays and get some one-on-one.
Exactly. That's right. And besides, I bank at Citibank.
Pretty much.
Something like that. That's what you should have done.
Exactly. That's what you should have done. That's so embarrassing. Why would you put yourself in a predicament like that? Not knowing if someone's going to say yes or no. Begging for that yes? Is that what you're doing? Begging for the yes?
Not just begging. Embarrassing. Pressuring. Prodding somebody into saying yes. Because how could they say no and embarrass you in front of all those people?
Well, that's why she shouldn't have ran. She should have just stood there and really had him embarrassed by saying no, and let him beg so she can keep refusing him. No.
No.
It was a great time. Thank you.
Thank you. By the way, go look at the video when you get to your computer. Go take a look at it.
Oh, let me tell you, I am. I'm on my way home now.
That's worth seeing, believe me.
Okay.
All right, then.
Have a good one.
You too. See you later. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Ray on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, Ray.
I want to know how much crap this guy got from his friends.
No, he's still getting it, probably, because this thing is running on TV endlessly.
Hopefully his friends got it on TiVo, and they play it every time he comes over. I would. That's what I would do.
The bitch dumped him?
Yeah, and I would make fun of him every time I saw him. Can you take me out Halle Berry style?
Halle Berry style, of course. It's Rick on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
All right, Rick.
You know what we ought to do?
What's that?
We ought to just tell all the girls that if this ever happens to them, to grab the microphone and then just start reeling off reasons why they're not going to marry him. You don't make enough money. You're too short. You don't own a house. And just go off on the guy. Because you know what? If guys see that happening to one guy, they'll be afraid to ever do that ever again.
That's
because
right.
They don't want to be humiliated like that guy. And we can put an end to this whole thing.
That's exactly right.
If women, because you know what? The women could always afterwards say, I just did that because of the spot you put me in. Yes, I'll marry you, but if you ever do anything like that again, I'll kill you.
Exactly.
The women can always change their mind like they always do.
That's right.
But maybe then we could get rid of this. We don't have to listen to this at football games and basketball games and everywhere else.
Exactly.
So put the word out to the women, if this happens to them, to just ream the guy up one side and down the other right there in front of everybody.
Sounds good to me, Rick. Thanks for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Mark on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom. Hello, Tom. How you doing?
Do you care, Mark?
Of course I do, Tom.
I'm doing great.
Yeah, you're my entertainment on the road all the time. Yeah, this guy's a loser, man. How can a guy, have like no balls and get so embarrassed in front of the whole public and do that type of thing? Yeah,
now he has to live with people like me talking about it.
I think he's a major loser. First of all, why would you propose to it should be an honor for a girl for a guy to ask her to marry him. You know what I mean? The guy's gonna take care of her the rest of her life, and she says no. I think she's a gold digger. She's a loser. So
she's a gold digger. She'd have said yes.
But she's an idiot. I don't know. A guy's gonna take care of her. I don't know. Some girls.
I mean, the guy was trying to pressure her into doing something. Maybe she didn't want to marry the guy. Maybe she just saw him as a casual date or a friend.
Yeah, but that guy's a loser anyway.
We're friends. We'll always be friends, no matter what happens, no matter who I marry, no matter who I have children with.
Yeah, no
matter who I love, whoever the love of my life is, we'll still be friends, right?
Yeah, but those loser guys are the ones who go online and, get online brides and, looking for Russian girls, on the computer. I think those are that type of loser guys,
Well, you might be right about that. Ryan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, help me out here, man. I didn't see the video, but on the radio, I swear to God, it sounds like that sponsor is the Chubby Chase Bank.
Chubby Chase Bank, that's right.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes, it's Chevy Chase, Maryland.
No, Chubby Chase, like Chubby Chase.
Oh, Chubby Chase.
It sounds like the Chubby
No, that's Star Jones' boyfriend works for the Chubby Chase Bank.
Oh, I swear, man. Maybe that's the problem.
He was the Chubby Chase mascot.
Exactly. Thanks, buddy. Great show.
Thank you.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
You say you should get laid for free. There's no such a thing.
Oh, I see. So you're a whore.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom. Kenny on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Kenny.
I just got to tell you, Tom, me and my girlfriend were at a restaurant, and a guy did that. He did the old proposal. They were with a group. They had a video camera. Man, you know what? He just looked like me and my girlfriend looked at each other, and I said, I could never do anything like that. Man, that guy looks like a total pussy. And she totally agreed. She said, absolutely. You know, I mean, it's totally not intimate in a big group like that. He's putting her on the spot. And even if she says yes, man, the dude looks like a pussy.
Yeah. Yeah, and what makes him think the rest of the restaurant cares about that?
It's embarrassing and uncomfortable. And, you know, what if she had said no, then it just would have been like, you know, oh, my God.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even when anytime a guy puts himself that vulnerable in front of everybody, it demasculates him, you know? I mean, hey, that's something you do in the privacy of your home or out like looking at waterfalls out in nature or something, but to do it with all these strangers around is just like no class, man. No class.
Yep, I agree with you, Kenny. Thank you for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Fernando on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Okay, Fernando.
Well, a couple of years back, before I was a 101 listener, thanks to you, you know, everything changed. My whole life changed, but I was one of those guys. I was a pussy. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you changed my life. Like I said, I proposed to my ex-fiancée on her sister's wedding day. The reason why I did that, I was whooped. I was the first girl that really put out. So, you know,
a lot of guys do that. You go for the first girl that puts out.
Yeah, you know.
Thinking you'll never get another girl.
Yeah, you're right, you know. And, you know, thankfully, she did me the favor and dumped me, which was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, too bad you couldn't have dumped her.
You know what? It worked out for the better. Now, buddy, I've worked to me and to you, and I've been listening for you for 3 years now. And like I said, you changed my life, and now I'm living the life that I love. I'm having fun, going out, having fun, but I will never, ever do that again.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dale on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. Pleasure to talk to you.
I know.
Hey, that guy's an idiot. I listened to the audio. I can't wait to get home and watch the video. But I proposed to my fiancée at the Venetian on the gondola ride. And I knew for sure she wasn't going to say no because 2 weeks earlier we went and picked out the ring together. But she paid for half of it. But, you know, guys are idiots for putting yourself in those situations. I mean, you only propose in public if you know for sure 100% she's going to say yes.
You never know that. In fact, you run the risk she would have said yes, but because you put her up against the wall, she'll run screaming from the room like this woman in D.C.
Well, I guess there is, you know, exceptions to the rules, which mine was, but that guy's an idiot, you know, plain and simple.
I agree with you, Dale. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Chris on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Dad, how you?
Okay, son.
Hey, I don't feel bad about this guy at all. He probably knew that his girl was sleeping around with his friends, and he had to jump in and get married before one of his friends got her.
Oh, there's a lot of guys who do propose. I don't disagree with what you're saying. There's a lot of guys who propose just to take a chick off the market in case she's thinking of, having a couple of plates spinning.
Yeah, well, he's not listening to the Leykis 101, and he should have been.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it.
Well, hey, take me out old school, Tom.
Here you go, Chris. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Leslie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Leslie.
How are you?
Do you care, darling?
Absolutely.
I'm doing great.
Good. My story is I was 20 years old, and my boyfriend at the time, who I didn't even consider a serious boyfriend, proposed to me in front of my parents and his parents at Easter dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And I was absolutely mortified.
Did you have any idea he would do that?
Oh, my God, no. Not even a clue. I was away at school at the time, and he still lived in my hometown. And my parents and his parents were friends, whatever. And we were having dinner together for Easter, and he got down on his knee in front of everybody. My grandparents, his parents, it was like the whole works. And
so how did you handle this? What did you do?
Well, I said yes at the time because I was 20 and insecure, and, I saw a diamond in front of me, so of course I, said yes. But then 2 weeks before the wedding, I realized I didn't like him. And
2 weeks before the wedding, how much did that cost somebody?
My parents told me next time I'm going to Vegas and eloping, but that's cool. So,
do you know how much they spent on your wedding?
It wasn't too much. It was probably between $10,000 and $15,000.
I mean, that's not too much. Boy, that must be nice to be rich.
Oh yeah.
So it was only $10,000 or $15,000.
Right, but they're happy that I didn't get married to somebody that I wasn't wanting to be with. So it all turned out okay.
And are you married now?
Absolutely not. I'm too young to be married. I'm only 27.
Oh, love hearing that, dear.
Yeah. So I don't want to get married yet. I'm having too much fun.
Look at you, the daughter I never had.
Well, I would take you as my dad. I totally listen to you every day. You're awesome. So I get a lot of great advice from you.
Well,
my boyfriend listens to you too. So
very well. Hopefully he knows not to propose to you now.
Oh, not that way anyway.
Absolutely. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
I met this girl the other night, and she's really hot, but she comes up to me at the bar, and she goes, "Oh, I want to be friends first."
You got friends, right? Did you ever think of placing a classified ad saying, you know what I need? Some more pals.
I wanted to be friends with my penis.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis Show, 1-800-5800-TOM. He's our telephone number. It's Chris. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Chris.
How are you?
Do you care?
Absolutely. Listen to you every single day.
Keep it up, baby.
That's right. Listen to you, and I think everybody should obey what you say, Master.
Good.
I was 2 days from my wedding before I called it off.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the best thing I ever have done.
Really? Now tell me why. How did you get into that fix in the first place?
Well, it was partially my fault, but it ended up I dated her for quite a long time, and she wanted to get married, and I decided that if I wanted to stay in a relationship, to go ahead and get engaged. And I thought that by getting engaged, I'd buy maybe 2 or 3 more years into the deal.
Yeah.
And so I got engaged, and next thing you know, the next day she had a place picked out, and I was getting married in 4 months.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that kind of ruined my plan. And so a month went by, then 2 months. Then all of a sudden I have a month before I'm getting married.
Mm-hmm.
She's up north, I'm down in SoCal.
Right.
And next thing you know, it's a week before. Then it's 4 days, and all of a sudden it's Thursday. I'm getting married on Saturday, and I'm packing my bags, and I'm going, this is not right.
Wow.
So the whole family from my dad's side from Iowa, my buddy that was motoring from Florida, we're all flying out there.
Yeah.
And call up, I go, I'm out. And never talked to her again.
Oh boy. How'd she react to that?
A little bit of tears, and then never really talked to her ever again.
How much was spent on the wedding, do you know?
There were about 200 people there at a nice place. So I'm guessing at least $25,000. I mean, at least.
Wow.
Probably more, 35. I have, I just
a lot.
I gave up the ring and never talked to her ever again.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know what? The best thing of all time was the honeymoon was paid for, right?
Uh-huh.
So I took my buddy who was in Florida. I took him on the honeymoon cruise for 10 days.
And picked up chicks and...
Absolutely.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Coming out of your cage and wanting some action.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was a great move. And the ironic thing is, after I did that, I mean, people come out of the woodworks. They were married for 2 months and got divorced, 3 months and got divorced. I mean, there's a handful of people out there that go through with the marriage.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't have. They regretted after walking down the aisle. So my advice to all you, if you have any doubts at all, don't do it.
Don't do it. If you have any doubts, don't do it.
Yeah. Did you have any doubts, Tom, when you were walking down the aisle?
I only walked down the aisle once, because mostly I got married at City Hall and stuff, but when I was walking down the aisle, I was very, very drunk. And you know what? That was the one that lasted the least amount of time of all of them. I'll tell you that. Our email address, tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.